Well, Goldman Sachs adding its name to a growing list of top investment banks cutting their forecast for global economic growth, blaming the ongoing pandemic. But the forecast many will be waiting for this week will come at the annual meetings of the World Bank and International Monetary Fund beginning today in Washington, D.C., as Nick Harper reports.
The pandemic will have a bearing on everything that's covered during the annual meetings. There are, as you'd perhaps expect, multiple sessions looking at the impact of the pandemic on economies and what a post-pandemic recovery could look like. And as it's a global meeting during a pandemic, it'll be a hybrid format, so a mixture of some physical in-person meetings while others will be virtual. Vaccines will also be in focus, and the World Bank's efforts to help secure and deploy them around the world, that in turn aiding the global recovery. The IMF will present its World Economic Outlook report. It had previously projected global economic growth to reach 6% this year, but now says that its new projection will show growth to moderate slightly. Ahead of the full report, the fund has already released 2 chapters from it, one looking at long-term growth amid the pandemic and the other focusing on inflation. That latter chapter predicts that inflation will peak this autumn in advanced and developing economies before receding by the middle of next year. Those declining figures would bring inflation back in line with pre-pandemic levels, but the IMF is warning that there could still be pandemic-related shocks that would cause inflation to, as they say, remain elevated for longer. We'll also get the release of the Global Financial Stability Report. Early release chapters have looked at the opportunities and the risks associated with the rise of cryptocurrency and how investment funds should transition to a green economy.